Chapter 53 by Vaccine Props, Go to the Dungeon. Ask for a flower evaluation ticket. You are listening at Novelful.audio. Hey, what's the matter today? The two trainee world masters who didn't take the college entrance examination also came to challenge. On the big screen, there were two consecutive announcements, alarmed the guests on several floors. One by one, they stuck their heads and watched the excitement. I remember that it seems to be a plane polluted by the shadow world. I don't know how many ghosts are hidden. Among them, the red-clothed female ghost condensed at the core of the world is the most terrifying, scaring the three creators to death. Yes, this kind of supernatural world is generally the most difficult to solve. If you don't use enough people to try out the rules of ghosts, you won't even be able to find enemies. Women are not allowed to be men, a girl is so courageous. She is a seed player in number 1 middle school, and the one who awakened is the ghost world. It is said that she was specially recruited by the state and joined the official organization in advance. Someone recognized Mei Wanqing. This kind of special world often has unexpected effects. Being able to make special moves is no exception. There was a lot of discussion in the Genesis building. Su Bai also became curious. Through layers of projection glass, he saw a girl with a gloomy temperament, full of black hair, wearing a black JK suit, and even the surrounding light was dim. Mei Wanqing was also in that chat group, and together with Shi Qianyan, they were called one middle school double flower, but never bubbling, seems to notice the gaze. Mei Wanqing looked up at him, went to the second floor, ready to teleport. Mr. Su, you are going to Resident Evil. I suggest going to the 50th floor to buy some antivirus supplies. Miss Xian introduced the business with a smile on her face. Alright, please show me the way. Su Bai thought about it and said goodbye to Manager Fong. Follow Miss Xian to go upstairs. The higher you go, the stronger the commercial atmosphere. From time to time, there are creators who come home full of things and come into the store to sell things. There are also people who purchase the materials needed before the mission. Just one glance at Su Bai made him tremble. Temporary blessing scroll, made by the holy priest with painstaking efforts. It can make 1,000 people get the bonus of magic within 1 day and increase their strength by 20%. The bonus range does not exceed the gold level. Price, 880 million. Holy spring mineral water, treasures collected from A-level spiritual springs, with magical special effects of life and death. Specially prepared for the creator, price, 20 million. 100 years of returning pill. It is made by martial arts masters from the 5th order high martial arts world after 100 years of refining, which can increase the skill for 100 years and permanently improve the attributes of the whole body. There is only one effect. Price, 50 million. Many of these treasures are specially prepared for the creator. The price is more scary than one. In the plain war, the two worlds collided, and the army under his command confronted each other. When the law of one side of the world declines and the casualties exceed 90%, the world master behind it will be forced to reveal itself. For the hostile world, the world master is also the core of the world. Although it is easy to escape using the power of the world, but in case of a successful kill, that is a world reward. If you want to capture the thief first and the king, the master of the world in another world also wants to kill the god. And if the world lord escaped back again, although his vitality would be severely damaged, but leave the green hills without worrying about no firewood. Therefore, the baby tailor-made for the creator is the most expensive, under the leadership of Miss Xian. Su Bai looked at the various stores. I thought my 3.1 billion was a sky-high price. Now it seems, to the creator, earn more and spend more. If you want to increase the strength of your subordinates, there are thousands of people. How many supplies are needed? Considering the first problem of Resident Evil, it is the ubiquitous virus. At the suggestion of Miss Xian, Su Bai enters a shop called Evolution House. Welcome, do you want to buy props for your subordinates, or do you want to buy insurance for yourself? Oncoming is a beautiful woman in a black women's suit and gold wire glasses, who looks like she is in her 20s. This is a branch of the Life Association. The quality is guaranteed, but the price will be slightly more expensive than other individual stores. Miss Xian introduced to Su Bai. The Life Association is one of the top 10 groups in the world, and Su Bai has naturally heard of it. Do you have any tools to prevent the virus here? Of course, it depends on your budget. The manager named Song smiled and introduced several props on the counter. This is a D-level item, a pan-virus vaccine test tube. After use, it can make 1,000 people develop antibodies, which can avoid 99% of the known viruses. The main cost-effective, only 10 million, you can buy a few more pieces. She pointed to one of the milky white fruits, the size of 3 apples. This is a dead fungus fruit from a living planet. It can be melted directly in water or used directly. It can insure 100 people and prevent viruses below level 3. Price, 100 million. Subai listened, speechless, considering that the family has a big business. I can only buy some cheap ones. After watching for a while, he chose a potion. Immune bloodline medicine, D-level item, configured by the House of Life. It is not to directly resist the virus, but to strengthen certain genes to make oneself stronger and produce antibodies. If you can collect the virus first, you can choose, slowly infect with a small dose, and become completely immune in the end. You don't need any props, and you can resist by yourself. However, in terms of prevention, it depends on the user's own quality, and the effect may not be as obvious as other drugs. Maximum number of users, 2,000 people. Price, 20 million blue star coins. The virus of Resident Evil is very violent. If you choose this, you must slowly cultivate antibodies. Are you afraid that you will lose some of your troops? Miss Xian, who knows the details, is a worried reminder. In terms of cost-effectiveness alone, the first pan-virus vaccine is indeed stronger, but Subai made up his mind. Don't be afraid that after many experiments, no special antibody vaccine can be developed. Maybe, if the task is not completed, the cost of vaccines can be paid back just by selling vaccines. Are you going to that Resident Evil? Manager Song's eyes suddenly lit up. He quickly explained, the Association of Life is also very interested in the mutant virions of that world. All 3 creators have failed. If you can successfully collect the virus source, we are willing to pay 3 billion to buy it. Isn't this a fight yet? Why are you thinking about this? Subai waved his hand, or give me 5 immunization medicines first. Where can I swipe my card? Along the way, Manager Song was still persuading. Subai paid the bill. I saw that 1 billion was gone in the blink of an eye. Don't dare to look any further. Ignoring Manager Song's request, she arrived at the teleportation platform on the 2nd floor under the leadership of Miss Xian. This device is similar to a high-tech elevator. People can step in and enter the world coordinates, and they can travel through it in an instant. There are people around them disappearing and returning. After paying the 200,000 delivery fee, Subai also stood in, enter the Resident Evil world. The upper screen flickered for a while, and blue text was quickly typed out. A mechanical sound rang in his ears. Identity, Trainee World Lord Subai, confirmed. Target World, Tier 2 World Resident Evil. Mission details, destroy the commanding zombies of the 4 coastal main courts, and kill the son of the world in Raccoon City, Zombie Tyrant. Please note that the information has not been updated for a long time. The tyrant may have evolved. Subsidiary tasks, collect virus source bodies and investigate corrupt information. Would you like to go? Sure. Chapter 54 The Will of the Two Worlds Confrontation, the terrifying world of zombies. Ask for a flow. You are listening at NovelFull.audio. With the voice falling, Subai's figure disappeared in the 2nd floor in an instant. Hey, another one to die. It's a pity that 3 billion yuan, if you are an ordinary person, you can't spend it all your life. Who opened? I don't think either of them will come back. I'm here too. I just woke up, and I thought I was a man of destiny, but I don't know how dangerous it is for the 2 worlds to hedge against each other. Those who have good things actually start gambling. In fact, the 80th floor of the Genesis building is the entertainment casino. The odds of both dying are 1:0.5. The odds of only one escaping are 1:1, both are 1:100 to win. From the odds, you can see the public's pessimistic view of them. Subai left early and didn't see this scene. Otherwise, no matter. What you say, you have to press yourself. With a burst of light and shadow staggered, Subai re-enters the third perspective of the creator. It can be seen that the projections of the two different worlds are slowly overlapping, the light of the law and order flickered, and the two worlds were fighting. He had already sent down an oracle ahead of time to prepare his men. At present, the Tianyuan realm has grown to 320 kilometers, which is not too small if you consider 4 times the seawater. But see the world of Resident Evil, he was so depressed that he wanted to vomit blood. At the same time, a mechanical voice continued to sound. In the projection of the world, the wills of the two worlds are fighting against each other, fighting for sovereignty. The land area of the zombie world is 1,500 kilometers, and the Tianyuan world is 320 kilometers. Confrontation result, Tianyuanji loses. The will of the world confronts. The Tianyuan world is full of vitality, the origin of the world is young and energetic, and the creator has an overview of the overall situation. In the zombie world, the origin of the world is declining, the laws are chaotic, the master of the world has fallen, and the laws cannot be coordinated to resist the enemy, but there are children of the world. The result of the confrontation, the two worlds are even. Having a master is very different from a world without a master. Subai carefully perceives the confrontation between different laws and has a deep feeling. This is not just a confrontation of size and potential, how many creatures, strong people, etc. are considered comprehensively. According to intelligence, the zombie world is only 1,200 kilometers away, now it has recovered to 1,500 kilometers, and the intelligence is indeed far behind. In a series of confrontations, a trembling voice sounded again, the competition of the will of the world is over. Confrontation result, zombie world wins. World bonus, home field advantage. All Tianyuan creatures are in the zombie world, and their strength is weakened by 5%. Hey, I still haven't succeeded. As long as I evolve to 500 kilometers, there is still hope for the advancement to level 2. Subai, who was holding a trace of joy, regretted, or, in the world, any other divine artifact can also take effect at this moment. Home field advantage is too great. Not only can you obtain information on where the enemy is, but you can also weaken the enemy at any time. He was fine this time, only slightly suppressed. If the difference between the two is too great, if you get a big victory, your strength will be weakened to 50%. That's a shit, you should surrender as soon as possible. Subai made up his mind secretly, don't let him overwhelm you in the future. With the confrontation over, the projection of the two worlds is like twin worlds. The two worlds in the round sky are connected together, the light film barriers of the two worlds are in balance and fusion. A grand, mountain-like teleportation light gate appeared in the middle of the light film. The portal of teleportation has been opened. I wish you good luck. Please note that if the challenge fails and there are too many casualties, you will also be forced to appear. If you do not return in time, you may be caught and strangled by the will of the enemy world. The plane war starts. The last coda sounded, the portal of light also banged open. On the other end of the light film, 6,000 temple dragon knights, 2,000 unicorn beasts, and 1,000 evil eyes, eager to try, roared under the leadership of the leader. The portal of teleportation has been opened. This is our world's first foreign expedition. It's going to be a beautiful fight. Defend the glory of the Creator. According to the Oracle, the enemy is a poison-type world, and it has a lot of technology. Just like guarding against brain demons, be careful of enemy technology attacks. Not just them. Zombie world. In the confrontation between the wills of the two worlds, the situation has changed suddenly, and the atmosphere is depressed. The dark sky indicates an invasion by the enemy. Because of the blessing of human civilization, Subai has the initiative and can attack at any time, and as a fallen plane. No matter how well developed the zombie world is, it is still in the territory of human beings and can only passively wait for the enemy to invade, but that doesn't mean they can only be slaughtered. If you want to kill a pig, the pig will hit you, not to mention the will of a fallen world. Driven by the will of the world, hundreds of thousands of zombies roared. The flesh pile zombies that devoured 10 compatriots were summoned by the will of the world, and ran to the portal of light. From every corner of the city's high-rise buildings, zombies emerged one after another, forming a corpse tide that rushed to the south. What's more, zombie hounds, zombie crows and other fauna were also driven away. It is located in the northern coastal city. surrounded by mountains on 3 sides, in Raccoon City, which is easy to defend and difficult to attack. At one end, a super zombie with a height of more than 10 meters, exploding muscles, bursting blue veins, no skin, and a blood-red body stood on an office building, seems to have a feeling, looking to the south. There are invaders again. Order all the zombies to form a circle to encircle and suppress. Regardless of the cost. Weak the enemy's strength regardless of the result. Arrange traps. They will definitely come here, you take care not to die. It issues orders to his subordinates. Next to the zombie tyrant, there are actually deformed zombies with huge brains. They are mental mutants. Not only can you use brain waves to control the zombie army, but you can also contact zombie leaders everywhere at any time, arrange tactics and command an army of zombies. It can be said that they are the core of zombies. The zombie tyrant would rather die 10,000 ordinary zombies than die a spiritual zombie, and after laying out the command, the zombie tyrant jumped into an underground passage skillfully. He was so experienced that he knew to hide in advance. Raccoon City is also impregnated by his fortified walls, not to mention his sanctuary. At this time, when the portal opened, Subai was a little nervous to open the God simulator. Seeing the data flickering, a text is finally displayed. After scanning, you can start the simulation. Therefore, this simulation includes 2 realms, the area is doubled, and the required creation value, 2000. After seeing the text that can be simulated, Subai was completely relieved, but seeing the required creation value, his heart beat again in disappointment. Why so many? That he simulated it by himself, and it was only 500 at a time. There are only 8,000 left at present. Doesn't it mean that it can only be simulated 4 times? Seeing that his subordinates have already passed through the gate of light, he can see the zombies and birds flying in the sky. Subai took a deep breath. Start the simulation.